Tonight on Top Shelf Sports, we sit down with NIU softball player KAYTI GRABEL. Baseball head coach Mike KUNIGONIS talks about the season, and football returns to Huskie Stadium. Top Shelf Sports starts now.
Welcome to another exciting edition of Top Shelf Sports. I'm Alex Rodriguez.
And I'm Eddie Garcia. Sports have been in high gear on campus as the NIU softball and baseball teams are looking to gain ground in the MAC Conference.
Plus golf, tennis, track, and field are trying to end their seasons on a high note as the semester comes to a close. Let's go to the diamond as the NIU softball team are 9-6 in conference play, just a couple games back of the Central Michigan Chippewas and the Ball State Cardinals. The Huskies are 5th in the MAC in pitching and 6th in team batting, propelling them in Kalamazoo last weekend as they took the series against the Broncos. Softball was helped by MAC Softball Player of the Week, Sam Schmidt, who was 5 for 13 at the plate, including a pair of home runs and 5 RBIs. Joining us at the desk is NIU softball first baseman KAYTI GRABEL. So KAYTI, going right into it. So as far as the season goes, you progressed really well. 3rd overall in batting average, 4th in hits, and got some power in your bat, 7th overall in the MAC in home runs. So what have you been seeing behind the plate that has given you success so far?
It depends on the game. Each team throws different pitches and they'll throw me differently. But the success comes from my teammates and the way they're hitting in front and behind me. Without them, I don't think I'd be seeing any pitches. So to see them succeed, and then they kind of have to throw to me because I do have protection behind me and in front of me. So it's been really nice to have them succeed and be able to give me pitches I can hit.
Definitely. And your team's off to a great season so far with 21 and 16 overall, 9-6 in the MAC. But you guys have struggled on the road a little bit. Is there anything that's coming up on the road that you guys have that mentality, or is it at home you guys are 6-2? So
I don't think so. I think that's just what happened. On the road we have been playing tougher teams, I think, but either way we're going to figure out something to get wins on the road, whether that's changing something up or whatnot. But for us it's the same mentality as if we were at home.
So going on the road, this weekend you're going to Central Michigan. They have their 1st overall in the MAC in pitching. So going again at the bat, what do you have to see differently to get success in the plate?
I think it's just doing the same thing we've been doing. We've had success off of every pitcher in the MAC so far. So just to continue and work our game plan is important, and not putting too much stress on the fact that she is one of the best pitchers in the MAC, and kind of just sticking to our game plan and doing what we know how to do, and it'll all work out if we stick to our plan.
Speaking of success, how has Coach Sutcliffe contributed to that with your team? Has she brought the team together? How's that been? She's
super, super positive, which is nice. We're kind of a group that needs the positivity and needs the positive feedback. So for her, it's just she tells us when we're doing things great, and the high fives go a long way and stuff like that. So she's really bought into our positivity and stuff like that. So it's been really nice, and she's also known when to tell us what to do differently, but she's very positive all around, which is really helpful.
Definitely. And with this being your final season, what does the remainder of the season mean to you? Like, this is it right now?
Yeah. I don't know. It's like bittersweet. Like, I'm not really happy for it to be over, but at the same time, it's crunch time, and I can't really worry about the fact that my season's about to be over. Because when I do that, you become mental, and I don't know. Like, I just want to play the best I can and kind of treat it like any other season, and then when it's over, it's over. But it's not a time for me to get sad or anything like that, because it's championship time. So.
Definitely.
Yeah, well, thank you for joining us, KAYTI, and we'll be cheering you on for the rest of the season.
Thank you.
So when we come back, NIU baseball coach Mike KUNIGONIS joins us at the desk to talk how their season has been going so far and review the NIU tennis, golf, and track and field teams and how their seasons have been progressed.
Oh, you got it. You know, since I got rid of my car, I really enjoy walking.
Okay. God, no.
Getting pulled over for buzz driving could cost you around $10,000 in 'cause in, 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 in
You live with your mom?
That'll set your game back a few years. Buzzed, busted, and broke. Because buzz driving is drunk driving.
Welcome back. The NIU track and field team ran through the record books this past weekend at the Texas Christian University Horned Frog Invitational. The Huskies competed against students from the Big 12 and SEC schools, including number 1 ranked Florida and number 10 Texas. Sophomore Javana White earned a 7th place with her 12-point, 5-meter triple jump to earn a new school record that had been in place for over 5 seasons. Senior Michaela McCollins also shattered the NIU school long jump record with her 5-point, 9-meter jump. The Huskies left with their mark in Texas and automatically qualified for the Mid-American Conference in the 100-meter dash, 200-meter long dash, and in the long jump. The Huskies will head to Texas on Saturday to compete in the Baylor University Michael Johnson Classic.
The men's golf team took 9th in the Purdue Boilermaker Classic. The Huskies were led by senior Charlie Cameron. His 26th place finish helped propel the team to an improvement over their 12th place finish from last year. They will finish the regular season in the Robert Kelper Classic in Ohio. The ladies of the Lynx took first overall in the Kansas City Shootout, sprung by a tournament low 303 final round. The Huskies topped their season off with a win. They swing their way into the MAC championship beginning on April 21st. And the men's tennis team has dominated at home and struggled on the road this spring. While they are 6-1 at home, their 6-7 record has held their overall record to 13-10. After losing 3 of their last 4, they look to end the season with a victory at Buffalo. And the women's tennis team squeaked out a 4-3 victory against the Broncos on Friday. The win on Senior Day brings the ladies to 9-12 on the season. They will take the week off before facing Bowling Green in their last match of the season.
The NIU baseball team looks to continue their way to success on and off the diamond. We got a chance to speak with baseball pitcher Donovan Sims about his season as a whole and his latest improvements, as NTC reporter Ricardo Segura tells us more.
Right-hander, number 5, Donovan Sims.
NIU junior baseball player Donovan Sims is entering his 3rd season as a Huskie. Sims has demonstrated the ability to lead by example, which has enhanced his game early on this season. Donovan has developed his leadership qualities on and off the field through his participation in community service and a centralized focus of consistency.
You know, the leadership qualities we're looking for out of any one of our players, and not just one, is leading by example. You know, character is a big thing in our program. You know, doing the right thing when nobody's looking.
Within the past few years, the baseball team has paved the way for community service. Partnered with the Chicago White Sox organization, Donovan, along with his Husky teammates and more than 200 volunteers, were able to create a park for underprivileged children on the south side of Chicago. The team worked hand in hand with White Sox players and coaches to build a playground in an effort to end homelessness amongst women and children.
Mindset is just to go and, like, I guess, like, win games, really. I mean, that's like the first goal. I mean, I could be like, 0-6, but I mean, like, if we're, 12-2 like in conference, then that to me is great.
During his time on the mound, Donovan has focused on becoming more consistent with his pitching, as he is now throwing more strikes while giving up less walks. Sims dedicates his improvement to hard work and hours spent practicing to enhance his game.
Like I said before, limiting those lows and not having so many peaks and valleys, but having those rolling hills to where the highs may not be as high every single time out there, but we want to limit those lows.
Donovan's selflessness and ability to improve his game through difficult obstacles leaves him as this week's leader of the pack. For NTC News, I'm Ricardo Segura.
Here joining us at the desk today is NIU baseball coach Mike Kunigonis. Coach, how you been today?
I'm hanging in there, guys. How are you guys doing today?
Doing well.
So the team has had a pretty difficult non-conference schedule this year with the University of Michigan and the University of Oklahoma. How has that helped you guys with conference play?
Yeah, I think anytime you can play at a very high level and you can play some opponents that are really good, it's going to help you going into a tough conference schedule. We wish we had a few more favorable outcomes, but it is what it is, and that's baseball. So we got to keep on battling, and it's helped us prepare for this conference season, and being 6-6 right now, it's helped us win some of those tough games.
Yeah, and right now, going through the long season, who has improved in your eye? the most out of every player?
Yeah, we've had a lot of guys, I think, improve. This freshman class has really stepped up. We've had a lot of veteran guys step up as well. Tommy Shosney's been a guy that, may not have came out of the gate as a guy we were looking to lean on, and he's really stepped up for us defensively. Jake Dunham has been hitting 4-hole for us and been coming up with some big hits. Had a huge tying home run on Sunday and helped us in our walk-off win against Kent. So a lot of those guys have been stepping up, and I really can't sit here and go and pinpoint, hey, it's been one individual. It's been a team effort thus far for our conference schedule, rather.
Definitely. Speaking of conference, you guys, like you said, you're 6-6, which is still a good spot to be in. You guys have a tough schedule ahead, though, with the rival Ball State and Central Michigan, who's in first place. What is your team's mentality going through the rest of the season? Yeah,
we just take it one game at a time, and you really can't look ahead. And as I talk to our guys going into Sunday, it's hey, listen, we go and battle back for a win on Sunday. We're then 6-6 halfway through our conference schedule. We're in a great position to be in right now. We just need to continue the battle. It doesn't matter who you're playing. We go out to Buffalo, who's sputtered last weekend, and they, stick it to us pretty good out there. And, all of a sudden you have a couple guys on the mound that perform very well for them. It doesn't matter who you're playing. And every conference game is going to be a grind, whether you're playing number 1 or number 11, So we just got to be ready. We got a non-conference weekend this weekend to help us maybe put a few more pieces of the puzzle together, and then go into next weekend against Ball State feeling good and look to get a weekend series win against those guys.
Yeah, so let's talk about this weekend. You're going to Evansville, facing the Aces, facing the Aces, my bad.
Yep.
And so what are the keys to the game, or keys to the games?
Yeah, it's funny. I've been asked that by a few different people, and we have to take care of our business. We're not quite yet where I'm worried about the other team and what the other team does. I know we can talk about scouting reports and talk about, what the other team does and all that type of stuff. I'm just concerned with what we do right now. One, we have to take care of the baseball. Defensively, you can't give people multiple outs an inning. You can't give them 4 or 5 outs an inning. That's just not a recipe for success. The second thing is we have to pound the strike zone, throw strikes on the mound. If we can do that, if we can pitch and play defense, we're going to be in every single game. That's why I know it's a cliche, and when they talk about pitching and defense wins championship, but just because it's cliche doesn't make it true. You know what I mean? So I should say not make it true. And if we can continue to take care of that stuff, we'll be fine.
Definitely. Last time we sat down together, we talked about the team's involvement with community service. How is that correlated to leadership on the field? Yeah,
I think anytime you can give back, we're a very privileged group. You can come over, and it's not just baseball, it's tennis and basketball and football and softball and soccer. Athletics is a very privileged group, and with that privilege comes responsibility, and part of our responsibility is giving back to our local community, and being able to help in events, whether it's cleaning up downtown after Corn Fest, or whether that's us going to a retirement facility and spending time with some of the people that live there, or if that means us going to Hope Haven and helping do whatever they need to do. I think for our guys, what that does is it shows them how privileged they are and how lucky we are to have what we have, and it helps put some things in perspective for you. I think anybody in their day-to-day lives, we all get caught up in what we're doing. Each one of us does, and sometimes we can lose sight of some of the bigger things in life. So community service definitely helps keep us grounded and understand that we are a privileged group.
Yes. Well, thank you for joining us, Coach. Always good to have you on.
Well, appreciate you guys, and good luck with you guys, and looking forward to being back here hopefully soon.
Yeah, cheering on for the rest of the season.
Yeah.
Definitely. So when we come back, we'll preview the NIU spring game. Football's coming fast. Doing good, guys. Doing good. Doing good. Oh, got it. NHL and NBA playoffs are heating up in Chicago.
Mateo Avila has more in the Sports Hub.
The Bulls were in Boston for Game 2 of their first-round series against the top-seeded Celtics, looking to take a 2-0 series lead. Late second quarter, Rajon Rondo gets a rebound off an Al Horford miss and throws a full-court pass to Jimmy Butler, who shows off his inner wide receiver and lays it up to extend the Bulls' lead to double digits. The Bulls then went to playoff veteran Dwayne Wade to close out the game. Late fourth quarter, Wade hits a pair of three-pointers to extend the Bulls' lead to 19, their biggest lead of the game. Wade then threw it back to his Miami Heat days with a vintage fadeaway over Terry Rozier. Wade and Butler each finished with 22 points, while Rondo came up with one rebound shy of a triple-double, and the Bulls win this one 111-97. The Blackhawks get ready for Game 4 of the Stanley Cup playoffs in Nashville tomorrow. The Hawks are currently down 3-0 in their 7-game series, which means they have to win the final 4 games of the series to stay alive in the playoffs. The Blackhawks got shut out in both Game 1 and 2 and will need to be able to get the puck past red-hot Predator goaltender Pekka Rinne if they want to stand a chance in the series. It's time the Blackhawks start playing like the team that brought them 3 Stanley Cup championships in the last 7 years. Jason Hayward and Anthony Rizzo received the gold and platinum gloves before the Cubs faced the Brewers at Wrigley. Bottom third, Cubs trailing 5-0, and Kyle Schwarber hits a Schwar bomb to deep right to cut the Brewers' lead to 3. Good to see Schwarber healthy and crushing homers once again. Top of the 5th, Brewers up 6-4. Travis Shaw adds an insurance run with a 1-run homer to left off Brian Dunsing. The Cubs then start their comeback. Later in the 6th, with 2 men on, Albert Amora finds a hole in left to bring Miguel Montero and Javi Baez to the plate to cut the deficit to 1. Later in the inning, John Jay hits a triple to bring in Amora and tie the game at 7. The Cubs have come all the way back and they are hyped, looking much more like the defending champs. Same inning, reigning MVP Chris Bryant up to bat, and Brewers pitcher Jared Hughes throws a wild pitch, allowing Jay to score. The Cubs win by a final of 9-7. Luis Servino and Miguel Gonzalez faced each other last night in the Bronx. Now in the top of the 3rd, and Luis Garcia blasts one deep to right center, and the White Sox get out to an early 1-0 lead. Gonzalez had a strong game for the Sox, going 8 1/3 innings with 4 strikeouts and 1 earned run. Now in the top of the 7th, and the other Garcia blasts one to left center field for a 3-run homer. The Sox now lead the Yankees 4-0. That's Garcia's 3rd home run on the year and also brings his batting average up to .440. In the bottom of the 9th, Aaron Judge is the last hope for the Yankees, but he grounds out Tim Anderson at short. Sox go on to win 4-1. That's all for the Sports Hub. Now let's send it back to the desk.
Thanks, Mateo. Football is back, well, at least almost. The Huskies are taking the field for the first time in the spring game on Saturday. 15 starters return for the 2017 season, but head coach Rod Carey says every position is up for competition this spring. All-American candidate Max Schwarping returns at left tackle, as well as receiver Christian Blake and tight end Shane Wyman. 9 defensive starters will also return. Safeties Brandon Mays, Traquan Smith, and Michael Allen are back to roam the secondary. Keep your eyes on the quarterback competition between redshirt junior Ryan Graham and sophomore Daniel Sadcanarita. The Huskies are looking to improve on a 5-7 record in 2017.
Entering his 5th season as a Husky, wide receiver Chad Beebe reflects on his Husky career and talks about overcoming injuries. Top Shelf sports reporter Tom Burton caught up with the NAU wide receiver.
Last year was really tough, and my wife Emily can say the same thing. I had a hard time, especially at first. Having a knee injury right off the bat, I was pretty upset about it. And just because you work so hard, for something, for a game, it seems silly, but you just work hard and have it kind of taken away from you. It's pretty tough. But I think now that I'm kind of back into it, still not feeling the same yet, but knowing that eventually you'll get there is kind of the mindset that I've kept. Just trying to stay positive each and every day. It's been kind of an up and down, kind of deal, but I'm pretty excited about it this year. Obviously coming off a knee injury is pretty tough, but I think overall things are going pretty smoothly. It's been a weird transition. I've never had a knee injury before, but I am a man of faith, and there's a kind of a verse that's been stuck in my mind for a while. It's from Jeremiah 29:11. It talks about how, God's got a plan for you, and His plans to prosper you and not to harm you. And so I've just tried to keep that mindset and focus as much as possible. As far as goals, I didn't really pinpoint anything specifically. I'd love to win another MAC championship. Personally, I would just love to have a great season. To kind of get good film, and hopefully maybe in the future maybe professionally one day. That would be a dream of mine for sure. I feel pretty good. It's still weird getting used to a brace as a skill position guy on a football field. It's not something you want to be wearing. A knee brace, it kind of hinders you. But overall, my knee has felt pretty good. It's been tight, but just trying to loosen it up and getting it back into full gear. So, pretty excited about it. I think the coaches have done a really good job this offseason of getting guys ready. A lot of motivation too, which has helped getting guys to kind of love the game all over again. To be honest with you, I feel like I've had doubters all my life, just because I'm not the biggest guy, and some of my attributes may not be, the best in the business, but yeah. So just it's been a good ride so far. I've been here. I'm going on my 5th year now, my 5th season, and I think the biggest thing that I've enjoyed the most is just the camaraderie of the guys. I've been through 3 different position coaches now over my time here, so that can kind of be tough, on the guys. So just being able to stay close with everybody and camaraderie and just the cohesiveness of the team. And it's changed throughout the years, obviously, because each team's different. But I think every single year, it's been kind of neat to see just guys come together as a team to try to win games. I don't mind it at all. I kind of take it for what it is and let it motivate me, Sure. But my dad he's a great father. He was also my high school football coach. He's a great coach too. So there was never any pressure from that end, which was great, But there's always going to be, I'm still Don Beebe's son, not always Chad Beebe, but it's not a problem.
Now healthy and with the fresh state of mind, Beebe looks to have a successful senior season. Man, Eddie, they have a lot of holes to fill, but it's going to be interesting coming out of the QB competition because Drew Harry not being there. I'm going to see what happens.
They need some components on offense. With Galladay missing now, it's going to be difficult to come back from.
Yeah, Christian Blake really has to step up, or else I don't know what's going to happen to the offense.
Rod Carey might be in the hot seat as well.
Oh, yeah, right? And that's it for Top Shelf Sports. Like us and look us up on Twitter and Facebook, along with listening to our various podcasts and on SoundCloud. Also listen to Northern Star Press Box and podcasts dedicated to the inside scoop on various NIU athletes.
Top Shelf Sports is produced and directed by students here at Northern Illinois University. And we would like to thank you for joining us today. And as always, go Huskies.
Goodbye everyone.